Welcome to this educational deep dive into cybersecurity and data protection from DataLeaked.com. In today's interconnected world, cyber threats are more sophisticated than ever. From hacked devices and hidden vulnerabilities to data leaks and online privacy risks, it's crucial to stay informed and protected. We've put together this comprehensive video to help you recognize potential threats, understand how cybercriminals operate, and learn practical steps to safeguard your personal and digital security. Whether you're concerned about privacy risks, device security, or online safety, this video will equip you with the knowledge and tools to stay one step ahead. Stay tuned, take notes, and don't forget to share this with others to spread awareness. Enjoy the video.
Hey, quick question. If a hacker broke into your cloud account right now, what's the first thing they'd see? Your bank statements? Your collection of cat memes? Or worse? If that made you panic even a little, you're not alone. Because the latest threat report is here, and it's spilling the tea on just how vulnerable our precious clouds really are. Welcome to Cloud Security Risks, insights from the latest threat report, where we're diving deep into the shocking realities of cloud security. Don't worry though, this isn't a doom and gloom lecture. We're here to break it all down with relatable scenarios, a bit of humor, and plenty of actionable advice. So buckle up, your data's counting on you. First, let's address the obvious. The cloud is amazing. It's like that magical bag in Harry Potter. You can stuff everything in it, and it's always there when you need it. But here's the catch. The bigger and shinier something is, the more thieves want to steal it. According to the latest threat report, cybercriminals have been working overtime to exploit the cloud. And the findings? Yikes. Let me give you the highlights. Misconfigurations are still the #1 culprit behind cloud breaches. It's basically like leaving your front door wide open and wondering why your TV's gone. Ransomware attacks have graduated to cloud environments. Hackers are no longer satisfied with just locking up your PC. They want your entire digital empire. Insider threats are becoming a big deal. Whether it's accidental clicks or outright sabotage, sometimes the calls are coming from inside the house. Sound terrifying? It's about to get even spicier. Let's break these down, and don't worry, we'll also talk about how to fight back. Let's start with misconfigurations. Picture this. You've just set up your shiny new cloud environment, and in your rush to get things running, you accidentally leave a critical security setting off. Boom. Hackers waltz right in, like it's an open house. Here's a real-life horror story. Remember the Capital One breach? A single misconfigured firewall let a hacker access over 100 million customer records. That's the equivalent of accidentally tweeting your bank password to the world. So what can we do about it? Regular audits. Treat your cloud settings like your closet. Go through them regularly and toss out anything that doesn't spark security joy. Automation. Use tools that can catch vulnerabilities before they become disasters. Think of it as hiring a virtual security guard that never sleeps. Training. Because let's be real, half the battle is knowing which buttons not to press. But misconfigurations aren't always simple mistakes. Sometimes, they're the result of overly complex systems. Many organizations adopt multiple cloud platforms, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, all at once. While this offers flexibility, it can also lead to a tangled mess of configurations. Managing all these environments without proper tools or expertise is like juggling flaming swords. One wrong move, and it's chaos. This is where cloud governance frameworks come in. Think of them as the rules and guidelines that keep your multi-cloud environment running smoothly and securely. Implementing a governance framework ensures you know who's doing what, when, and how. It's not glamorous, but it's essential. Next up, ransomware. You've ever had a virus lock up your laptop? You know how annoying it is. Imagine that happening to your entire cloud environment. That's ransomware too. And it's as bad as it sounds. In 2021, a major healthcare provider's cloud system was hit with ransomware. Not only were sensitive patient records encrypted, but critical services were disrupted for weeks. Imagine showing up to the ER and being told, "Sorry, the computers are being held hostage." Yeah, not ideal. How to protect yourself. Backup, backup, backup. And no, your backup can't just be another cloud account. Keep offline backups too. Multi-factor authentication, MFA. Because passwords alone are so 2005. Phishing training. A lot of ransomware starts with a simple phishing email. Don't be the person who clicks the "congratulations you've won" link. And let's not forget the rise of double extortion ransomware. This nasty twist doesn't just lock your files. It also threatens to publish your sensitive data if you don't pay up. It's like a burglar stealing your diary and posting it online. If you have backups, the threat of exposure can still force companies to cave. One way to fight back against ransomware is by segmenting your networks. This means creating barriers between different parts of your cloud environment, so if hackers do get in, they can't roam freely. It's like locking the doors inside your house. Not foolproof, but it slows them down. Let's talk about insider threats. These aren't always malicious. Sometimes it's just someone being, well, human. Like that coworker who accidentally uploads sensitive files to their personal Dropbox. You know the one. The report highlights that remote work has made insider threats more common. Employees are logging in from coffee shops, shared Wi-Fi, and, let's be honest, probably a few random beachside cabanas. A finance company faced a massive leak when an employee unwittingly shared confidential data through an unsecured app. Fallout? Lawsuits, fines, and a whole lot of awkward company meetings. Prevention tips. Activity monitoring. Keep an eye on unusual behaviors, like someone downloading the entire company database at 3A. Based access. Not everyone needs access to everything. Intern doesn't need to see payroll files. Trust me. Regular training. Because a well-informed employee is way less likely to click on "this free iPad is yours." Let's not overlook third-party risks. Many organizations use contractors or vendors who also access their cloud environments. These third parties aren't following best practices. They can become weak links. Always vet your vendors and ensure they meet your security standards. Let's get futuristic. It's the hot new tool in cybersecurity, but guess what? Hackers are using it too. It's like a digital arms race, and both sides are getting smarter. How hackers use AI. Faster attacks. AI can find vulnerabilities in record time. It's like having a hacker on speed. Convincing phishing scams. AI-generated emails are so good they'd fool your grandma. And maybe even you. How you can use AI. Many cloud providers offer AI-driven threat detection that can spot suspicious behavior before it becomes a full-blown attack. Think of it as your personal cybersecurity assistant. There's also a risk of AI bias. Automated systems are only as good as the data they're trained on, and if that data is flawed, it can lead to false positives, or worse, missed threats. This is why human oversight is still crucial. Isn't a silver bullet. It's a tool that needs proper management. It's a common misconception. Isn't cloud security the provider's job? Yes and no. It's a shared responsibility model. The provider secures the infrastructure, but you're responsible for what you put into the cloud. Data, applications, configurations. Think of it like renting an apartment. The landlord secures the building, but you're the one who has to lock your door. Takeaway. Don't assume your cloud provider has it all covered. Check their security features and make sure you're doing your part too. Or action plan. Adopt zero trust. Verify everything. Assume nothing. Encrypt your data. If hackers get in, make sure they can't do anything with what they find. Update regularly. Outdated software is basically an invitation to hackers. Monitor activity. Real-time alerts can stop an attack before it's too late. Train your team. Your employees are your first line of defense. Make sure they know it. The cloud is incredible, but it's not invincible. The key is to stay informed, stay proactive, and never underestimate the creativity of cybercriminals. By taking these steps, you'll be ahead of the game, and you'll sleep a whole lot better at night. And hey, if you're ready to take your security to the next level, check out tools like Log Me Once, because your passwords deserve just as much protection as your data. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Let us know your biggest cloud security concern. Or just say hi. See you in the next video, where we hopefully won't be talking about another data breach.
Did you know your smart speaker might know more about you than your best friend? Yep, Alexa might just spill your secrets if she had a few drinks. Welcome to the digital age, where your gadgets aren't just smart, they're also a little nosy. Today, we're diving into the surprisingly creepy world of how smart devices could be spying on you. Spoiler alert, they're watching, listening, and maybe even silently judging your questionable late-night snack choices. Let's set the scene. You're sitting on your couch, scrolling through TikToks, and suddenly your smart TV shows you an ad for that obscure kitchen gadget you casually mentioned to your roommate last night. Coincidence? Maybe. Creepy? Definitely. Here's the thing, your smart devices are built to collect data. Lots of it. And while they're not technically spying on you like a secret agent in a Hollywood movie, they're definitely gathering way more information than you probably realize. Why? Because in today's world, data is the new gold. And you, my friend, are sitting on a digital treasure chest without even knowing it. So, let's break it down. First up, the usual suspects. Voice assistants like Alexa, Siri, and Google Assistant. You know, those friendly little helpers who answer your questions, play your favorite songs, and remind you to take the trash out. But here's the catch. These devices are always listening. Sure, they claim they only wake up when they hear their trigger word, but accidental activations happen. And those accidental recordings, they can end up being stored on servers, where actual humans might review them for quality assurance. That's right, there's a small chance some random tech employee has heard you sing off-key to 80s love ballads, or complain about your boss during your kitchen rants. Feeling awkward yet? And it's not just voice assistants. Smart TVs are getting in on the action too. Many of them have cameras and microphones built in for cool features like video calls or voice commands. But some models have been caught sending data about your viewing habits to advertisers. Imagine your TV ratting you out for binge-watching that reality show you swore you hated. That's next-level betrayal. Wait, there's more. Your smart fridge? It might not be sending your snack preferences to big tech, but it could be vulnerable to hackers if it's connected to the internet. And your smart doorbell? It's great for keeping tabs on package thieves, but some of those video feeds have reportedly been accessed by unauthorized users. In other words, someone could be watching your front porch without you even knowing it. Now, if you think this is all just theoretical, let me hit you with some real-life horror stories. Back in 2020, Samsung admitted that some of its smart TVs could be vulnerable to hackers. Translation: someone with enough technical know-how could theoretically watch you while you watch Netflix. Super comforting, right? Then there's the time a couple discovered that their Nest camera had been hacked. They were sitting in their living room when a stranger's voice suddenly started speaking through the camera's microphone. He was making creepy comments and even started talking to their baby through the camera in the nursery. Now, that's straight out of a nightmare. And let's not forget the time Amazon accidentally sent a couple's private Alexa recordings to a stranger. That's right, hours of their conversations, sent to someone else's inbox. Amazon called it an unfortunate error. I call it terrifying. So what can you do about all this? Do you have to throw out all your smart devices, move to a cabin in the woods, and live off the grid? Not necessarily, unless that's your vibe, in which case go for it. But for the rest of us, there are some practical steps you can take to protect yourself. First things first, turn off features you don't need. If you're not using voice activation on your TV, disable the microphone. Not using the camera? Cover it up with a piece of tape or a webcam cover. Seriously, Mark Zuckerberg does it. And if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for us. Next, check your device permissions. A lot of smart devices come with default settings that give them access to way more than they need. For example, does your smart fridge really need access to your contacts? Probably not. Go through the settings and turn off anything that doesn't make sense. And don't forget about your Wi-Fi. A strong password is your first line of defense against hackers. If your password is still password 23, we need to talk. Make it long, make it random, and for the love of all things secure, don't use the same password for every device. Now let's talk about data sharing. Many devices give you the option to opt out of sharing data with third parties. It's usually buried in the settings, but it's worth digging around to find it. And if a device doesn't give you that option, maybe think twice before buying it. Finally, keep your devices updated. So knowing software updates aren't just there to make your life inconvenient. They often include security patches that fix vulnerabilities. So, if you've been hitting Remind Me Later for 6 months, it's time to hit Update now. I know this all sounds a little overwhelming, but don't worry. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with the basics, like securing your Wi-Fi and covering up your cameras, and go from there. And here's a pro tip. If you really want to take your security game to the next level, consider using a password manager like LogMeOnce. It's a super easy way to keep all your passwords secure and unique without having to remember them all. Because let's be honest, nobody has time for that. So what's your creepiest smart device moment? Have you ever caught your Alexa laughing randomly in the middle of the night? Or had your smart TV suggest something a little too specific? Drop your stories in the comments. I'd love to hear them. Bottom line is this. Smart devices are incredibly convenient, but they come with a side of privacy risks. The key is to stay informed and take steps to protect yourself. Because while your toaster probably isn't spying on you, it never hurts to be cautious. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more tips, stories, and digital drama. And remember, the next step in securing your digital life is to check out Log Me Once and lock down your passwords. Stay safe out there. All right, picture this. You wake up, grab your phone, and see 47 missed calls, 100 plus texts, and a notification that someone logged into your email from an unknown device. Freaked out yet? Welcome to the terrifying intersection of technology and abuse. Technology, our shiny modern miracle, has brought us convenience, connection, and endless entertainment. From sharing memes to making long-distance relationships work, it's hard to imagine life without it. But like all powerful tools, it comes with a dark side. When technology falls into the wrong hands, it can turn into a weapon, a tool for abuse, control, and manipulation. So, what are we talking about today? We're diving into how technology is being used to enable abuse, real-world examples of this alarming trend, and most importantly, what you can do to protect yourself and others. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this. Let's get started. First, let's unpack what tech-enabled abuse actually means. We're talking about abusers using technology, apps, devices, and online platforms to harass, intimidate, monitor, or control their victims. This isn't some hypothetical future problem. It's happening right now. Imagine this. Your ex uses a location-sharing app to track your every move without your knowledge. Someone hacks into your smart home system to lock and unlock doors or mess with the thermostat, making you feel unsafe in your own house. Or worse, spyware is secretly installed on your phone, giving someone access to your calls, texts, emails, and even your camera. It sounds like a plot from a Black Mirror episode, right? Unfortunately, it's all too real. Recent reports show that technology is becoming a major tool for abusers, with consequences that are both devastating and far-reaching. And here's the scary part. A lot of this abuse goes unnoticed. Many people don't even realize they're being targeted because the methods are so sneaky. A seemingly innocent app or device could double as a surveillance tool. Now that we've set the stage, let's break down the most common ways technology is weaponized. First up, stalkerware and spy apps. These apps are marketed under the guise of keeping your kids safe or monitoring employees. But they're often misused by abusers. With just a quick download, someone can track your location, record your calls, and even spy through your camera or microphone. These apps are disturbingly easy to find. A simple Google search brings up countless options, many with glowing reviews that completely gloss over their potential for harm. Next, we have social media harassment. Platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and even LinkedIn are often used to stalk, intimidate, or publicly shame victims. Abusers might flood your DMs, create fake accounts to monitor your activity, or post embarrassing or false information about you. Then there's smart home abuse. Imagine having your smart locks constantly locking and unlocking without your consent, or your smart speakers playing creepy messages in the middle of the night. Smart home devices are meant to make life easier, but they can quickly become tools of control when accessed by someone with bad intentions. And let's not forget the rise of deepfakes and digital manipulation. This is next-level scary. Deepfake technology has made it possible to create convincing fake videos of people, which can then be used for blackmail, revenge, or humiliation. Imagine a video of you doing something you've never done going viral. It's happening to people all over the world. It's horrifying, isn't it? But this is the reality we're living in. Technology, while incredible, is also creating new avenues for abuse. Let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. Why is this happening and what can be done about it? One major factor is the accessibility of technology. Abusers no longer need advanced hacking skills to misuse tech. Many tools are designed to be user-friendly, which is great for everyday users, but also makes them easy for abusers to exploit. Another issue is the lack of accountability from tech companies. Let's face it, companies often prioritize profit over safety. Apps and devices are rushed to market with minimal safeguards against misuse. And even when abuse is reported, it's often brushed under the rug. For example, why are stalkerware apps still readily available? Why aren't smart devices equipped with stronger privacy controls? These are questions that tech companies need to answer. But while we wait for the industry to catch up, there are steps you can take to protect yourself. First step is awareness. The more you know about how tech-enabled abuse works, the better equipped you'll be to recognize and prevent it. Start by checking your devices for anything suspicious. Look for unfamiliar apps, excessive battery drain, or unusually high data usage. These can be signs of spyware. Next, secure your tech. This might seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many people skip basic security measures. Use strong, unique passwords for all your accounts. Enable two-factor authentication and regularly update your software to patch vulnerabilities. When it comes to social media, privacy is key. Review your account settings and make sure you're only sharing information with people you trust. Be mindful of what you post. Sometimes even innocent updates can give away more information than you realize. Another powerful tool in the fight against tech-enabled abuse is anti-stalkerware software. Apps like Certo Anti-Spy and Malwarebytes can detect and remove spyware, giving you back control of your devices. And don't forget your legal rights. Many countries have laws against cyberstalking and digital abuse. If you're a victim, document everything, screenshots, messages, anything that could serve as evidence, and report it to the authorities. This brings us to a crucial point: holding tech companies accountable. We as consumers have the power to demand change. Write reviews, support organizations fighting for digital safety, and spread the word. The more noise we make, the harder it becomes for companies to ignore the problem. Let's also take a moment to recognize that technology isn't inherently evil. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or harm. The key is making sure it's used responsibly. So where do we go from here? First, let's educate ourselves and others. Share this video, talk about these issues with friends and family, and help spread awareness. The more people know about tech-enabled abuse, the harder it becomes for abusers to operate in the shadows. Second, take action to secure your own devices and accounts. Remember, prevention is always better than cure. And finally, let's keep pushing for systemic change. Whether it's through advocacy, legislation, or consumer pressure, we need to create a world where technology works for us, not against us. Technology is here to stay, and it's up to us to shape its future. By staying informed, protecting ourselves, and holding companies accountable, we can reclaim the digital space as a force for good. I got a few links for you. Check it out and see how tech abuse can increase bullying in our society. This happens more in the AI age and would create challenges for all of us. If you found this video eye-opening, let's keep the conversation going. The next step? Download tools like LogMeOnce to secure your passwords and protect your digital life. Remember, your safety starts with you. Stay safe out there. Share your experience with us.
Did you know that nearly 50% of people don't even realize their PC has been hacked until it's way too late? Yup, you could be hosting a virtual party for cyber criminals on your computer right now, and not even know it. Don't panic just yet. Today, we're diving deep into the world of digital sleuthing to answer the burning question: is your PC hacked? By the end of this video, you'll not only know the sneaky signs to look out for, but also how to kick those hackers out and safeguard your PC like a pro. So, if your computer has been acting a little off lately, like running slower than your internet during a family Zoom call, flashing pop-ups like it's auditioning for a Vegas light show, or even doing creepy things like moving the mouse on its own, you've come to the right place. Let's break it down, step by step, to figure out what's going on with your PC. Right? Let's set the stage. Imagine this. It's a regular Tuesday, and you're sipping your coffee, ready to tackle the day's work. Suddenly, your computer screen freezes mid-sentence. The fan starts roaring like it's trying to lift off into space. And then, bam! A pop-up appears, offering you an unsolicited deal on discount sunglasses. Didn't sign up for this chaos, but here it is. Welcome to the potential nightmare of a hacked PC. Let's start by investigating the classic signs of a compromised machine. Think of it like a health checkup, but for your computer. First up, your PC has become inexplicably slow. Or computers slow down over time, but if yours has gone from zippy and efficient to acting like it's stuck in quicksand, that's not just old age. Hackers often use your machine's resources to perform all kinds of shady activities, like mining cryptocurrencies, sending spam emails, or even launching attacks on other systems. Your poor PC is doing all this extra work in the background, and it's paying the price. Here's how you can confirm it. Open your Task Manager, Ctrl+Shift, SC on Windows, or Activity Monitor on Mac. Check the CPU, memory, and disk usage. If you see a process hogging a ton of resources and it's something you don't recognize, that's a red flag. For example, if a program with a name like Totally Legit Software is eating up all your CPU power, you've likely got a problem on your hands. Now, let's talk about the pop-up parade. Pop-ups are annoying enough when they come from legitimate websites, but when they start appearing out of nowhere, even when your browser is closed, that's a sign of malware at work. These pop-ups often promote sketchy products, fake antivirus software, or phishing scams. And the worst part? Clicking on one of them can make things even worse by downloading more malicious software onto your PC. Ever get a pop-up that says, "Your PC is infected. Click here to fix it"? Ironically, clicking that is probably the fastest way to actually infect your PC. Next, keep an eye on strange behavior in your accounts. Imagine checking your email and finding a notification like, "Thanks for logging in from Antarctica," when you've been nowhere near a glacier. Hackers often use your PC as a stepping stone to access your online accounts. They might log into your email, steal your credentials, or even make purchases using your saved payment information. Check for unusual logins, unauthorized transactions, or emails that you didn't send. Here's another sneaky sign: mysterious software or files on your PC. Did a program you've never heard of suddenly show up on your desktop? Are there files with weird names you didn't create? This is a common tactic hackers use to hide malicious software, like keyloggers that record everything you type, including your passwords. Bonus points for them if they manage to snag your banking details. And here's a truly unsettling one. Your mouse or keyboard starts moving on its own. It's not haunted. This could be a hacker remotely controlling your PC to perform actions without your consent. It's like giving someone else the keys to your house and watching them rearrange your furniture. Right? So now you know the signs. Let's move on to the fun part: fighting back. What can you do if you suspect your PC has been hacked? Let's break it down into actionable steps. Step 1. Run a full antivirus scan. If you don't already have antivirus software installed, now's the time to get it. Choose a reputable program, preferably one with real-time protection, and let it scan your entire system. It'll detect and quarantine any malware hiding in the shadows. See video description below. I have provided a few links. Step 2. Check your task manager or activity monitor for suspicious activity, for processes with strange names or unusually high resource usage. If you're not sure about a specific process, Google it. There are entire databases online that can help you determine if it's a legitimate system file or something more sinister. Step 3. Change your passwords. And I mean all of them. Start with your email account, because if hackers have access to that, they can use it to reset passwords for other accounts. Use a Log Me Once password manager to create strong, unique passwords for each site. And no, password 123 or QWERTY isn't going to cut it anymore. Step 4. Update everything. Hackers love exploiting outdated software because it's full of vulnerabilities. Make sure your operating system, browser, and apps are all up to date. This might feel tedious, but those updates often include security patches that can close the loopholes hackers exploit. Step 5. Disconnect from the internet. If you suspect your PC is actively being hacked, go offline immediately. Pull the Ethernet cable or switch to airplane mode. This cuts off the hacker's access and buys you time to assess the situation. Step 6. Seek professional help if needed. Sometimes the damage is too severe to fix on your own. In those cases, take your PC to a trusted IT professional. It can perform a deeper clean and ensure your system is safe to use again. Let's talk about prevention. Best way to deal with a hacked PC is to not get hacked in the first place. There are a few golden rules to keep your machine secure. Avoid clicking on suspicious links. If an email from Prince of Nigeria promises you a fortune, it's best to delete it. Be cautious with downloads. Only download files from trusted sources. That free movie file or game crack might come with a side of malware. VPN on public Wi-Fi. Public networks are hacker hotspots. VPN encrypts your connection, making it harder for them to snoop on you. Enable two-factor authentication, 2FA. This adds an extra layer of security to your accounts. So even if hackers steal your password, they'll still need a second code to get in. Right, let's recap. Signs your PC might be hacked include sudden slowdowns, endless pop-ups, strange account activity, and mysterious software or files. If you notice any of these, act fast. Antivirus software, check your task manager, change your passwords, update everything, and don't hesitate to go offline or get professional help if needed. Is your PC hacked? Hopefully not. But if it is, now you know what to look for and how to take action. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just about fixing problems, it's about preventing them in the first place. Consider downloading tools like Log Me Once to protect your passwords and passkeys. It's like putting a deadbolt on your digital front door. Got questions, tips, or hacker horror stories? Drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences. And if you found this video helpful, smash that like button and subscribe for more tech tips and tricks. Thanks for watching, stay secure, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy browsing!
All right, listen up. If your phone battery dies faster than your New Year's resolutions, or your apps start acting like they've been possessed, newsflash, it might not just be you binging cat videos. Your phone could be hacked. Yep, hacked. And no, it's not just something that happens to other people. Today, we're diving into the signs that your phone might be under attack. And don't panic, I've got the easiest fixes that won't require you to become a tech wizard. Plus, we'll look at how you can prevent this mess in the first place because, let's be honest, nobody has time to deal with hackers. Let's start with the big question. How can you tell if your phone is hacked? Spoiler alert, it doesn't come with a flashing neon sign saying, hacker inside. But there are red flags. And if you spot them, it's time to take action. First up, battery issues. Is your phone dying faster than usual? Sure, it could just mean you're on TikTok way too much. But if your usage hasn't changed and your battery suddenly can't keep up, that's a red flag. Hackers often run malicious apps or processes in the background, and those can drain your battery like crazy. Then there's the case of rogue apps. Have you ever scrolled through your phone and thought, wait, I don't remember downloading that? Apps you didn't install showing up out of nowhere are a major warning sign. These could be spyware or malware planted by hackers. And let's be real, if you didn't download it, delete it. Now let's talk about pop-ups. If weird ads or notifications keep interrupting you, even when you're not browsing the web, your phone might be compromised. A normal phone doesn't just throw random ads in your face. That's hacker behavior, plain and simple. And finally, the ultimate annoyance. Is your phone slower than usual? Like slower than a 2003 internet connection? Malware can clog up your device's performance, making every tap and swipe feel like running a marathon in molasses. But wait, there's more. Here are a few bonus signs that your phone might be hacked. Your phone's data usage is skyrocketing, and you're not sure why. Hackers often use your data to send information back to their servers. You're getting strange messages or emails that don't make sense. This could be a hacker trying to gain more access to your phone, or tricking your contacts. Your phone is overheating for no reason. Malware can push your phone's processor to the limit, causing it to heat up like it's in a sauna. If any of these sound familiar, take a deep breath. Hackers are crafty, but they're not invincible. So what do you do if your phone is hacked? Don't worry, I've got your back. Let's kick those hackers out faster than you swipe left on bad Tinder profiles. Step 1, check your apps. Grab your phone and take a good, hard look at all the apps installed. If something looks sketchy or unfamiliar, delete it immediately. But don't stop there. Head to your app settings and see what permissions these apps have. If a flashlight app is asking for access to your microphone or contacts, you've got a problem. Step 2, update your software. I know, those update notifications are annoying, but ignoring them is like leaving your front door wide open. Hackers love outdated software because it's full of vulnerabilities they can exploit. So do yourself a favor and hit that update button. It's quick, painless, and could save you from a world of trouble. Step 3, run a security app. Think of this as calling in the professionals. There are tons of reputable security apps out there. Just make sure you're downloading one from a trusted source. A good app will scan your phone for malware, remove any threats, and even help protect you in the future. Look for names like Norton, McAfee, or Kaspersky, and avoid apps with poor reviews or a lack of transparency. Step 4, change your passwords. Hackers aren't just after your phone. They want your accounts too. If your phone's been hacked, assume your passwords are compromised. Change them all, and please, for the love of all things secure, don't reuse passwords. Oh, and if your go-to password is password123, it's time for an upgrade. Use a password manager if you need help coming up with strong, unique passwords. Step 5, reset your phone. If all else fails, do a factory reset. This will wipe everything off your phone and give you a fresh start. But before you do, back up your data. Just make sure you're not backing up the malware too. It's like hitting the reset button on your digital life. Here's the thing, fixing a hacked phone is great. But wouldn't it be even better to stop it from happening in the first place? Prevention is key, my friends, and it's easier than you think. Let's start with public Wi-Fi. It's tempting to connect when you're out and about, but free Wi-Fi often comes with a hidden cost: your security. Hackers can easily intercept data on unsecured networks, and before you know it, they've got access to your phone. If you absolutely must use public Wi-Fi, use a VPN. It's like a digital cloak of invisibility that keeps hackers from snooping on your activity. Next, be suspicious of links from unknown sources. You know those random texts saying, "You've won a free iPhone, click here to claim it"? Yeah, don't click that, ever. It's a hacker's version of phishing, and trust me, you're the catch of the day. And finally, enable two-factor authentication on your accounts. I know it's a bit of a hassle, but it's worth it. Two-factor authentication adds an extra layer of security that makes it way harder for hackers to break in. Only download apps from official app stores like Google Play or the Apple App Store. Even then, check the reviews and permissions before hitting that install button. If an app has a 1-star rating and reviews saying scam, yeah, maybe don't download that one. Keep your phone's software up to date, and not just your operating system, your apps too. Developers release updates to patch security vulnerabilities, so staying current is one of the best ways to protect yourself. Picture this. You're at a coffee shop, sipping your latte, when a pop-up appears on your phone. It says, "Warning, your phone is infected. Click here to fix it." You panic, you click, and bam, you just handed your phone over to a hacker. Or imagine this. You're downloading a game that promises free coins for another app. You install it, and suddenly your phone starts acting weird. What you didn't realize is that the game was actually malware in disguise. It happens more often than you think. The lesson here? Stay alert, trust your instincts, and when in doubt, don't click. If you really want to take things to the next level, here are a few advanced tips for keeping hackers at bay. Disable Bluetooth and NFC when not in use. Hackers can exploit these connections to access your phone remotely. Set up a screen lock. Whether it's a PIN, password, or biometric lock, adding an extra layer of security to your phone can make a huge difference. Encrypt your phone. This ensures that even if hackers get their hands on your device, they won't be able to access your data. Let's summarize everything you've learned today. If your phone is acting strange, draining battery, running slow, or showing weird apps, you might be hacked. Immediate fixes include deleting suspicious apps, updating your software, running a security app, changing your passwords, and if necessary, resetting your phone. To prevent future hacks, avoid public Wi-Fi, be cautious with links, use strong passwords, enable two-factor authentication, and keep your software up to date. So is your phone hacked? Quick check and easy fix. Done. Remember, your phone is more than just a device. It's your connection to the world, your digital diary, and maybe even your livelihood. Treat it with care, keep it secure, and don't let hackers ruin your day. And hey, if you're ready to take your digital security to the next level, check out LogMeOnce. It's a powerhouse tool designed to protect your passwords and passkeys, giving you peace of mind in a world full of cyber threats. That's all for today, folks. Stay safe, stay savvy, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Hey there, coffee lovers and tech enthusiasts. Picture this. You're groggily waiting for your smart coffee maker to brew your daily dose of life. And little do you know, it's brewing something else in the background. Data. Yep, your caffeine companion might also be your unintentional spy. Welcome to the world where even your coffee maker has Wi-Fi and maybe trust issues. Today, we're diving into the hot, pun intended topic of, is your smart coffee maker sharing your data? Let's spill the beans on what's really going on. You might be thinking, wait, it's just a coffee maker. What data could it possibly collect? My espresso preferences? Well, yes, and more. Smart coffee makers are part of the Internet of Things, IoT, meaning they're designed to connect to your Wi-Fi, sync with your phone, and make your mornings more convenient. But in the process, they might also track your coffee-making habits, like how much coffee you drink, when you drink it, or how often you rely on that extra-large latte to survive Mondays. And that's not all. They might also collect data like your location, usage patterns, or even device connections. Then, there's the kicker. This data could be shared with the manufacturer or even, brace yourselves, third parties. Think about it. If your coffee maker knows you brew at 7 a.m. sharp every day, it could signal advertisers to bombard you with breakfast ads. Suddenly, you're seeing promos for bagels, bacon, and gourmet oat milk. And let's be honest, that oat milk ad is hitting a little too close to home. Now, let's answer the big question. Why would a coffee maker need your data? First up, customization. Some brands claim that collecting your brewing habits helps them improve your user experience. They might use it to recommend coffee blends tailored to your preferences or suggest upgrades to your machine. Next, marketing. Your data is like a treasure map for advertisers. If they know you drink coffee at specific times, they can target you with ads for everything from breakfast burritos to energy supplements. Lastly, analytics. Companies might use the data to refine their products or develop new features. Sounds harmless, right? Well, not so fast. What happens if this data falls into the wrong hands? Hackers could exploit vulnerabilities in your smart coffee maker to access your network, track your habits, or even figure out when you're not home. Creepy, right? Let me give you a relatable scenario. Imagine waking up one morning to a notification on your phone. You seem stressed. May we recommend decaf? Now your coffee maker is judging you. Minutes later, you're bombarded with ads for yoga mats, stress relief apps, and vacations in Bali. Coincidence? I think not. Your smart coffee maker isn't just brewing coffee. It's brewing a profile about you. And before you think this is some rare, isolated issue, let me burst that bubble. Devices, whether it's your coffee maker, smart fridge, or even those fancy color-changing light bulbs, often come with minimal security measures. Here's the problem. Many IoT devices are designed for convenience, not cybersecurity. This makes them vulnerable to data breaches, unauthorized sharing, and hacking attempts. Some devices even come with weak default passwords that are basically an open invitation to cyber criminals. And if you're sitting there thinking, this sounds bad, but it's not like my coffee maker is a bank vault, you're right, it's not. But it's connected to the same network as your phone, laptop, and other devices. A weak point in your coffee maker's security could give hackers access to much bigger prizes. Don't panic just yet. There are ways to protect yourself. Let's talk solutions. First, change default passwords on your smart devices. Most of these gadgets come with preset passwords that are about as secure as leaving your front door wide open. Next, create a separate Wi-Fi network for your IoT devices. This isolates them from your personal and sensitive information, adding an extra layer of security. Third, turn off unnecessary features. If you don't need your coffee maker to connect to the internet, disable that feature. Fourth, keep your device firmware up to date. Manufacturers often release updates to fix security vulnerabilities, so don't skip them. And finally, take the time to read privacy policies. I know they're boring, but knowing what data is being collected and shared can save you a lot of trouble later. Here's the thing. It's not just about coffee makers. This issue is bigger than that. It's about the growing presence of IoT devices in our lives. From your thermostat to your doorbell, everything is smart now. But at what cost? The convenience of these devices often comes with a hidden price: your privacy. And while I'm not saying you should toss all your smart devices into the trash, it's important to stay informed and take steps to protect yourself. So the next time you're enjoying your morning cup of coffee, ask yourself, am I drinking coffee or serving data? All right, that's enough tech paranoia for one day. Now that you know your smart coffee maker might be brewing more than just coffee, you're better equipped to protect your data. The next step? Dive into securing all your smart devices. And hey, speaking of smart solutions, check out Log Me Once, the ultimate way to protect your passwords and passkeys. Because if your coffee maker won't keep your secrets, Log Me Once will. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment about your weirdest IoT experience. Till next time, stay caffeinated and secure. Cheers. All right, let's talk about something that might make you rethink your Netflix binge sessions. Ever wonder if your smart TV is just a little too smart? Like the kind of smart that knows what you had for breakfast or the last embarrassing thing you Googled? Spoiler alert, it might. Today, we're diving deep into the unnerving question: smart TVs and privacy. Are you being watched? Picture this. It's Friday night. You're cozy on your couch, snacks in hand, ready to escape into the latest episode of your favorite show. You grab the remote, press play, and somewhere, your TV might be documenting everything you're watching and even how long you're watching it. Creepy, right? It gets worse. In today's digital age, even passwords like smart TV privacy have surfaced in data breaches. These leaks reveal a shocking reality. We're not taking our smart devices' security seriously enough. So let's unravel the mystery of what your smart TV is really up to, and more importantly, what you can do to protect yourself. Smart TVs aren't just screens. They're sophisticated devices equipped with automatic content recognition, ACR technology. Think of ACR as your TV's over-enthusiastic detective friend, eager to figure out everything about you. Here's how it works. ACR analyzes the sounds and images of whatever you're watching, whether it's Netflix, a Blu-ray disc, or a video game, and matches it with a massive database of content. It's like playing Name That Tune, but with your TV guessing every single show or ad you see. And guess what? It doesn't stop at guessing. ACR continuously monitors, collects, and reports your viewing habits. By 2026, over half of households worldwide are expected to have smart TVs with this technology. It's not just that your TV knows your favorite show. It knows how long you watch, what time you usually start, and even if you paused it to grab a snack. But ACR is just the beginning. Modern smart TVs come loaded with features like built-in cameras, voice recognition, and even AI-driven analytics that monitor user behavior. All of these features are designed to improve your viewing experience, or so manufacturers claim. In reality, many of these features serve as gateways for data collection. Let's talk about where your viewing data goes. Imagine your TV as a diary that logs every show, movie, or YouTube video you watch. Unlike your personal diary, your TV is a snitch. It sends all this data to manufacturers or third-party companies in real time. Money. Advertisers are willing to pay big bucks for insights into your habits. At one time, you binge-watched a cooking show at midnight? It's now part of a You profile that advertisers use to sell you kitchen gadgets or late-night snacks. This isn't just hypothetical. Data brokers specialize in compiling and selling detailed user profiles to marketing companies. Your smart TV is merely one cog in a massive data collection machine that includes your phone, laptop, and other connected devices. Together, they create a disturbingly detailed portrait of your life. But sneakier is how your data is collected. Beyond ACR, apps on your smart TV are also tracking you. And if your TV has a microphone for voice commands, it's listening too. Ever notice how some apps require permissions that seem excessive? That's no accident. These permissions allow apps to gather more information than you might realize. Smart TVs have been caught red-handed before. Remember Vizio? They paid a $2 million settlement for secretly collecting viewing data without user consent. Companies like LG and Sony faced similar scrutiny. The allegations? Tracking everything people watched without telling them. Selling personal viewing data to advertisers. Failing to ask for permission before collecting data. Acting like sneaky spies instead of transparent tech providers. Good news? These lawsuits pushed manufacturers to play fair, or at least appear to. They're now required to disclose data collection practices and ask for user consent. Let's be real. Do any of us read those privacy agreements? Here's another disturbing case. A study by Princeton University uncovered that certain smart TV models leaked user data to tracking companies even after users opted out of data collection. This means your no might not always mean no to your TV. Here's the scary part. Even if you tweak your settings, smart TVs are still vulnerable to hackers. Research has revealed security flaws in major brands, making it possible for cybercriminals to pretend to be your remote control, steal your Wi-Fi password, exploit outdated software to gain control of your TV, bypass security measures to access sensitive data. And if your smart TV has a camera, the stakes are even higher. Hackers can activate it remotely, turning your living room into their private reality show. Speaking of hacking, let's revisit the leaked password, Smart TV Privacy. Found in multiple data breaches, it's a chilling reminder of how vulnerable our devices are. People often underestimate the need for strong, unique passwords on smart TVs. These leaks highlight just how easily hackers can access not only your TV, but your entire network. Your smart TV is just one piece of the puzzle. The broader concern is the Internet of Things, IoT, a network of interconnected devices that includes everything from your thermostat to your refrigerator. Each device you add to your network increases your exposure to potential security risks. Hackers can exploit a single vulnerable device to infiltrate your entire network. For instance, a compromised smart TV can serve as a gateway to more critical systems, such as your personal computer or even smart home security systems. This interconnected vulnerability underscores the importance of securing every device in your home. Probably wondering, what can I do to stop this madness? The good news is you're not powerless. Here are some steps to reclaim your privacy. Turn off ACR Dive into your TV's settings and disable this feature. It's usually buried under privacy or viewing data. Manufacturers don't make it easy to find, but it's worth the effort. Cover your camera. A simple piece of black tape can block potential prying eyes. Tech, but effective. If your TV doesn't have a camera cover, invest in one. Mute the mic. If you don't use voice commands, disable the microphone feature or mute it entirely. Some models even allow you to disconnect the mic hardware for added peace of mind. Check privacy policies. Yes, they're boring, but skimming through them can help you understand what's being collected. Look for options to opt out of data sharing where possible. Update your TV regularly. Outdated software is a hacker's playground. Keep your TV's firmware up to date to patch vulnerabilities and stay ahead of cybercriminals. A strong password. Avoid default passwords and choose something unique. Consider a password manager to generate and store secure credentials. What's next for smart TVs? AI and automation are taking tracking to new levels. Future models might not just recognize what you're watching, but how you're watching. Are you leaning in, bored, or distracted? Your TV might adjust brightness, volume, or content suggestions based on your mood. This might sound convenient, but it also opens the door to even more intrusive data collection. Imagine a future where your TV can detect emotions through facial expressions or voice tone. While this might enhance user experience, it also raises serious ethical questions about consent and surveillance. To protect yourself, always review settings during setup and disable features you don't use. The convenience of a smart TV should never come at the expense of your privacy. Smart TVs are a marvel of modern technology, but they come with a hefty price: your privacy. From ACR tracking to security vulnerabilities, these devices often cross the line between convenience and intrusion. But by taking simple steps, like turning off ACR, securing your network, and using strong passwords, you can enjoy the benefits without sacrificing your data. And don't forget, protecting your TV is just the first step. To secure your entire digital life, download Log Me Once. It's an easy way to manage your passwords and passkeys, giving you peace of mind in an increasingly connected world. Are smart TVs watching you? Maybe. But with a bit of effort, you can make sure they don't watch too closely.
Did you hear the news? The Internet Archive, the time machine of the digital world, just suffered one of the most significant data breaches in recent history. And when I say significant, I mean 31 million accounts significant. Yep, that's usernames, email address, and hash passwords exposed for the world, or at least hackers, to see. So what happened? Who's responsible? And what can you do about it? Stick around because I've got all the juicy details. Let's rewind to October 9th, 2024. That's the day it all went down. Visitors to archive.org, the holy grail of internet nostalgia, were greeted with ominous JavaScript alerts warning them that their data had been compromised. Think of it like someone walking into your local library, grabbing the announcement mic, and yelling, "Your personal info is no longer safe." The Internet Archive, often referred to as the Internet's memory card, is a digital sanctuary for billions of web pages, videos, books, and audio files. It's where you go to find that old website you thought was lost forever, or to relive the early days of the internet. But as of October 9th, that sanctuary was under siege. This breach wasn't just an inconvenience, it was an attack on one of the most iconic and important platforms in the digital age. This wasn't just some small-time operation either. The hackers, claiming to be part of the pro-Palestinian hacktivist group Black Meta, had accessed a massive 4 gigabyte database containing the personal information of 31 million users. And yes, while the passwords were hashed using bcrypt, a solid security protocol, simple passwords like 123456 or password woo3 are still vulnerable. So if that's you, we need to talk. Now you might be wondering, how could something like this happen? Isn't the Internet Archive supposed to be, safe? Let's break it down. Here's how it all started. The hackers gained access through an SMS phishing campaign targeting Zendesk employees as part of a larger attack known as Zero Ketapus. Essentially, they tricked employees into giving up their credentials, which opened the door to the Internet Archive systems. Once inside, the hackers went to work, stealing a massive trove of data and even launching a coordinated DDoS attack that took the website offline for hours. And that wasn't the end of it. Shortly after, the stolen data appeared on hacking forums, sparking panic among users and cybersecurity experts alike. This wasn't just an attack on a website, it was an attack on a cornerstone of internet history. Let's talk about the numbers. 31 million accounts, usernames, email addresses, and hash passwords. While bcrypt is great at protecting passwords, it's not foolproof. If you used a simple or commonly reused password, It's time to change it. Like yesterday. Think about it. The Internet Archive isn't just some random website. It's a digital repository housing billions of web pages, videos, books, and audio files. A breach here doesn't just compromise user data. It threatens the very idea of preserving Internet history. Imagine if malicious actors tampered with archived content, altering or deleting it permanently. The stakes are that high. Now let's put this into perspective. Have you ever stumbled upon a page on the Wayback Machine that reminded you of the simpler days of the internet? Maybe an old GeoCities site or your cringy high school blog? That's the kind of nostalgia the Internet Archive preserves. With a breach like this, there's the terrifying possibility that this history could be rewritten, or worse, erased entirely. Enter Black Meta, a hacktivist group known for its pro-Palestinian activism. They've made headlines before, targeting high-profile institutions and even launching a 100-hour DDoS campaign against a major UAE bank. In this case, they not only stole data, but also claimed responsibility for the DDoS attacks that bombarded the Internet Archive with fake traffic, causing widespread disruption. Why target the Internet Archive? It's still unclear, but hacktivist groups like Black Meta often go after symbolic targets to amplify their messages. By hitting the Internet Archive, they made a loud and disruptive statement. The DDoS attacks were particularly brutal. Imagine you're running a store and a mob of people keeps rushing in, not to shop, but just to block the aisles. That's essentially what a DDoS attack does. It floods a server with so much fake traffic that legitimate users can't access it. The next few days, the Archives team faced 24 separate attacks, many originating from devices in Korea and China. The Internet Archive team acted swiftly, shutting down compromised systems and working to restore services. By October 13th, the Wayback Machine, a fan-favorite tool for viewing old websites, was partially back online, albeit with limited functionality. By October 23rd, most core services were restored, and by November 4th, users could once again save new web pages to the archive. But the breach left its mark. The archive didn't just patch vulnerabilities. They overhauled their entire security infrastructure. New measures include passkey authentication and stronger password requirements. They've essentially turned their platform into Fort Knox for digital preservation. Here's where you come in. If you had an account on the Internet Archive, it's time to take action. Start by changing your password. And no, password 123 doesn't count. Use a strong, unique password for each account. And if you're tired of keeping track of a million different passwords, consider using a password manager. Here's a fun way to remember good password practices. Think of your password as a secret sandwich. Start with a capital letter, the top bun, throw in some numbers, the meat, add symbols, the cheese, and finish with more letters, the bottom bun. A tasty recipe for security. While you're at it, keep an eye on your email for any suspicious activity. Hackers often use stolen information to launch phishing campaigns or gain access to other accounts. And here's a pro tip. Enable two-factor authentication wherever you can. It's like adding an extra lock to your digital front door. Let's dig into the technical side. The attack began with SMS phishing targeting Zendesk employees. This was part of the larger Zero-K Tapas campaign, which has hit over 130 organizations to date. Once the attackers gained access to Zendesk systems, they used their foothold to infiltrate the Internet Archive. But the hackers didn't stop there. They exploited vulnerabilities in a JavaScript library to display alerts on Archive. Org, warning users of the breach. It was a bold move, akin to burglars leaving a note behind saying, "We were here." The attackers also launched a series of DDoS attacks, flooding the archive servers with fake traffic. For the next few days, at least 24 separate attacks were recorded, with many originating from devices in Korea and China. It was like a digital game of whack-a-mole, with the archives team racing to restore normalcy. This breach is part of a growing trend in cyber attacks targeting high-profile organizations. Just this year, both the British and Seattle libraries experienced similar breaches. It's a wake-up call for anyone who still thinks cybersecurity is optional. For the Internet Archive, the incident underscores the need for constant vigilance. The mission to preserve digital history is more important than ever, but it's also a massive responsibility. With great data comes great responsibility, right? If there's one positive takeaway, it's that the Internet Archive didn't crumble under the pressure. Instead, they've emerged stronger, with improved security measures that set an example for other organizations. And for the rest of us, this is a reminder to take our digital safety seriously. If you've been putting off creating strong passwords or enabling 2FA, consider this your nudge. The Internet Archive hack was a wake-up call, not just for the archive, but for all of us who rely on digital platforms to store and access information. The breach exposed vulnerabilities, but it also highlighted the importance of transparency and swift action in the face of cyber threats. This also raises the bigger question of how we approach digital preservation in the modern era. Should platforms like the Internet Archive move toward a decentralized model? Could blockchain technology offer a way to secure and verify digital archives? These are discussions we'll need to have as we navigate the future of cybersecurity and digital history. If you're ready to step up your own cybersecurity game, now's the time to do it. Tools like LogMeOnce can help you manage your passwords and passkeys with ease, ensuring your digital life stays secure. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What's your favorite Internet Archive memory? A long-lost website? An old video? Let's keep the conversation going. Stay curious, stay secure, and I'll see you in the next one.
All right, let's get honest here. What really happens when you click on adult sites? Is it just innocent fun, or are you actually stepping into a digital minefield filled with traps? Spoiler alert, it's the latter. Today, we're diving into the shadowy world of trackers, malware, and some unexpected legal and corporate risks lurking behind adult websites. Armed with hacker insights and some shocking stats, 93% of adult sites use sneaky trackers, by the way. You're about to learn what really goes on behind the scenes. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll think twice before clicking that link. So let's set the stage. Imagine this. It's late at night, your brain tells you it's time to sleep, but curiosity or boredom pulls you to a certain corner of the internet. You open a website and boom! A world of risks opens up right alongside it. Here's the truth. When you click on adult sites, you're stepping into a digital playground full of hidden traps. Alarming reality? 93% of these sites use trackers to follow you around, turning your online experience into a game of tag you didn't sign up for. What does that mean for you? Well, think of it this way. Every time you visit a site, it's like leaving digital breadcrumbs behind you. Companies, sometimes even hackers, scoop up those breadcrumbs and use them to learn everything about you. What sites you visit, how long you stay, where you're browsing from, and even what device you're using. These trackers aren't just from the websites themselves. Oh no, major players like Google, Facebook, and even Oracle are collecting breadcrumbs of your activity. The same Google you trust to get you to the nearest coffee shop is also lurking on 74% of adult websites. Facebook and Oracle don't lag too far behind either. You might be thinking, I'm safe. Use incognito mode. Hate to break it to you, but incognito mode is not a cyber invisibility cloak. All it does is stop your browser from saving your history or cookies locally. Trackers? They're still there, collecting data and sometimes selling it to third parties. Visual. Cartoon of a character wearing a stealth cloak, but being clearly visible to watching eyes. Now, let's talk about something even creepier. The digital shadow network hidden behind adult websites. It's not just the site you're visiting, it's also the third-party companies involved. Picture yourself walking through a mall, and every store you pass takes notes on your movements. That's exactly what's happening online. Except here, those notes get sold, analyzed, and occasionally hacked. The average adult site deploys 9 tracking cookies per visit. These cookies collect data like your location, browsing habits, and device details. It's like giving away your personal diary to strangers, except they didn't even have to ask for it. Even worse, only 17% of adult sites use proper encryption. Let that sink in. Proper encryption is the digital equivalent of locking your front door. Without it, hackers don't even have to pick the lock. They can just stroll right in. Speaking of hackers, let's dive into something even scarier. Malware. Hidden behind every click on an adult site is a potential Trojan horse waiting to jump into your device. Trojans are a common type of malware you might encounter. They disguise themselves as something helpful or harmless, maybe a file or software. But once inside your device, they steal your sensitive data or open the door for more malicious software. If your computer starts acting weird or crashing unexpectedly, a Trojan might be to blame. Then there's adware. This malware type bombards you with endless pop-ups and intrusive ads, even when you're not browsing. If you've ever found yourself battling a flood of ads that seem to multiply, you've likely encountered adware. And the sneakiest of all is spyware. This digital stalker watches your every move, logging your keystrokes, stealing your passwords, and even tracking your location. If your device has suddenly slowed down or overheats without explanation, spyware could be the culprit. When malware gets into your device, it's like letting a bully into your digital treehouse. They mess with your files, steal your passwords, and sometimes even lock you out of your own device with ransomware. And ransomware? That's a nightmare of its own. Imagine being locked out of your computer with a hacker demanding hundreds or even thousands of dollars to give you access again. It's like being digitally kidnapped. And let's not forget about data breaches. Adult websites have been the target of some of the largest breaches in internet history. Ever heard of the breach that exposed 412 million user records? That's like half the population of Europe having their secrets spilled online. These breaches often include sensitive data like email addresses, names, and even credit card info. It's not just embarrassing, it's dangerous. That kind of information, hackers can impersonate you, drain your bank account, or ruin your credit. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine getting an email that looks like it's from your bank, asking you to confirm a recent transaction. It's urgent, so you click the link, log in, and nothing happens. That's phishing. When hackers use stolen data to trick you into giving away even more information. But wait, there's more. Let's talk about something a bit unexpected. Legal risks. You might think you're not doing anything illegal, but navigating these sites can still put you in a tricky situation. For example, starting in 2025, states like Florida are planning to block access to major adult content sites. Trying to bypass those restrictions using VPNs or other methods could land you in legal hot water. And if someone uses your device to access illegal content, whether you're aware of it or not, you could be held responsible. It's like lending your car to someone who drives it into a wall. Legally, the damage could still fall on you. It's not just individuals who are at risk. If you're using a work device or connected to a corporate network, the stakes are even higher. Companies face dangers like ransomware attacks. Hackers lock up the company's files and demand payment to unlock them. Attacks. Overloading a network until it crashes completely. Insider threats. Employees unintentionally or intentionally exposing sensitive data. Small businesses can lose up to $1,000 per minute during a ransomware attack. Imagine being the person who accidentally caused that by clicking a suspicious link during lunch. So, what can you do? Luckily, protecting yourself isn't as complicated as it might seem. Here's a digital survival guide to help you stay safe. Use a VPN. This encrypts your internet traffic and hides your IP address, making it harder for trackers to follow you. Install antivirus software. Regularly update it to keep up with new threats. Enable multi-factor authentication, MFA. It's like adding a second lock to your front door. Strong, unique passwords. Avoid reusing passwords and consider a password manager to keep them secure. Suspicious links and ads. If it seems too good to be true, it probably is. And remember, clearing your browser history isn't enough. Employers or network admins can still see your activity through network logs. So, if you're browsing on a work device, just don't. Seriously. Now, I know this all sounds like a lot. And honestly, it is. The internet can be a risky place, especially in the less secure corners like adult websites. Understanding these risks and taking steps to protect yourself can make a huge difference. Let's recap. 93% of adult sites use trackers to collect your data. Over 50% contain malware like Trojans or spyware. At least 17% use proper encryption, leaving your data wide open. Legal and corporate risks can have long-term consequences. If you've learned something new today, or if you're rethinking your browsing habits, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And remember, the first step to protecting yourself online is a good password manager. Try something like Log Me Once to keep your passwords safe and secure. It's free to get started, and it's one of the easiest ways to up your digital safety game. Stay safe, stay smart, and I'll see you in the next video.